All right, so we're getting used to this live thing. They say it takes 21 days to build it and make it a habit. So that's what we're doing. And this live is inspired by the comment that I was trying to remember yesterday, but couldn't remember. I went and found it. And this is, so I'll tell you guys the video, the short that I posted, and the comment that was replied to the short. All right, so the short that I posted, I just had it. Okay. If the grave couldn't stop him who is God, then don't doubt what God is going to do in you. And the reply was, it's good on paper. It's a great concept on paper. But hey, congratulations for getting the version that answers your prayers. It did not make I didn't make it on the list. And so I replied to the person and I said, "What makes you believe that you didn't make it?" And this is what they answered. It doesn't seem like I made it. I gave so much as I Oh my God, I feel like I can't read. Like I can't read. It does not seem like it. I gave as much as I give, dare I say all. I get tried all the time. I serve a God that seems what? I serve a God that sees me, serve him with my all, but all I get is air in my lungs. No job, no school, nothing. It seems as if I'm an afterthought. And the person basically said they're exhausted, very exhausted. Oh my God, sorry, y'all. I felt like I couldn't read. And I'll tell you guys what I replied. Sorry. I replied, I hear you, and I'm sorry that you feel that way right now. But let me remind you that breath in your lungs means purpose is still in motion. God hasn't forgotten you. Delays are not denials, and silence is not absence. You're not an afterthought. You're still in the making. He's not finished writing your story. And I strongly believe that for everybody. So I figured, let me jump on and talk about, hi, James Saras or Saras. Sorry for the mispronunciation. So I figured, let me jump on and talk about how, we seek God for a lot of things. We're praying for things, we're fasting for things, and, you feel like you're an afterthought or you feel like your fate is really being tested. So I figured I would talk about the middle part, that ugly part when you're doing all the right things, you're praying, you're fasting, you're giving it your all, but you feel stuck. Hi, Malil Shaffer. I'm not sure if I pronounced that properly. Thank you very much for joining the live. Go ahead and hit that like button so YouTube knows that your girl is trying to be consistent and be comfortable on live. Don't be shy. Join the family as well. You can hit the subscribe button. We have fun over here. Real conversations, real talk. Welcome to Everything Faye. You are the you are the worst. I liked. Thank you. Malil Shaffer, what do you mean by you are the WOST worst? My cousin is having surgery. What type of surgery is your cousin having? And I feel like when you're in that middle part, when you're stuck, that's where most of us tend to give up. We give up because we're not seeing what God is trying to do in us, or we're not seeing the results, we're not seeing the fruits of our labor. We're putting in all the work, we're praying, we're fasting, we're going above and beyond. We feel exhausted, and because we cannot see it right then and there, that's when we tend to quit. Head surgery? What type of head surgery? Head surgery is very vast. Hi, Real Talk, how about you? My name is Faye. Hi, Madish. So yeah, that's what led this live. That not because you're not seeing the fruits of your labor mean that God is still not writing your story. Not that that He's not still working for you. Sometimes God wants to see it in you before He blesses it, before He gives it to you. He wants to make sure that you could handle what you're praying for, what you're asking for. And I often refer this topic to it's springtime or it's summertime is upon us. And a lot of people are getting their garden ready or getting ready to plant their fruits. And you've got to make sure that the soil is right. You've got to make sure that the soil that you have right now for the seeds that you are about to plant is the correct soil. Secondly, are you going to nurture that soil after you've planted the seed? Are you nurturing it? Are you giving it love? Are you giving it attention? Are you watering it? We can't be out here asking God for things and just thinking that, oh, because I prayed today or because I fasted today, that by tomorrow or by next week, God should deliver it to me. God should hand me with it. No, it doesn't work that way. God wants to ensure that if you're asking Him for something, He wants to make sure that when He gives it to you, that you'll be able to handle it. Chris, welcome, Chris. And I think I missed somebody. Welcome. I think I'm gonna have to go on my my tablet because I can't see. Welcome, hashtag slicks XFB. How are you say? Oh my God, I have no clue what that says. Oh, I know that because my aunt won't tell me anymore. I have no clue what y'all are talking about. Oh, we talk about God here. Yeah. Yeah, we do talk about God here. Anyways, I gotta go to sleep. It's 1:50. All right, evolving gamer. Good night and go to sleep. If you're not about real talk, if you're not about Jesus, if you're not about God, you don't have to stay. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. But on this channel, we are holistic, we are God-fearing, and we're not afraid and we are not shy to talk about God because God is the reason that you're here. If your parents didn't get together, God brought them together, and then God decided to fertilize you, and that's why you're here. Yes, Madish, once again, yes, we talk about God here. So for those who, don't believe in God and don't like God, thank you for stopping in. And if this is not the place for you, feel free to go where somewhere is for you. But I'm going to continue with my life because practice makes perfect. Not that religious myself, but not blaming. No, you don't have to be religious. And I'm not here to preach the gospel. I'm just saying that a lot of people tend to quit, right? And the reason for this live is me referencing a comment from a short that I posted. And the person said that, they feel like they're an afterthought. They feel exhausted. They feel that God doesn't see them. They're putting in and day out, and they feel like, they haven't reaped their blessing yet. And I'm just here to say it's the same thing. You may not be religious or you may not be a believer, but when you plant your carrot seeds in your garden and you planted it and it's not the correct season, let's just say it's winter time. Number one, the soil is frozen. How are you going to dig a frozen soil? If you manage to dig a frozen soil and plant those seeds in there, number one, and you're expecting to see carrots, let's just say the first carrot is going to sprout in 3 months. And you're expecting to see carrots in 3 months, yet it is frozen, it is cold, and you are not nurturing the soil, no love and attention. There's absolutely no way that you're going to yield a carrot in 3 months. What was incorrect? Number one, you planted in the wrong season. Secondly, you didn't give it no love and attention. So that's really what I'm referring to, and that's what I'm saying. Welcome to those who have joined, welcome to those who are still here. Don't be shy, hit the like button so YouTube knows that your girl is getting comfortable behind the camera, in front of the camera on this live. All right, so yeah, that's really what I'm talking about. Let me just check my notes to make sure that I am on topic. And yeah, I was saying oftentimes, you feel like your faith is tested. Like you're looking around and you're wondering, like the commenter said, like, am I an afterthought? Did God forget about me? Absolutely not. God did not forget about you. And like I said to the commenter, God is still writing your story. And the fact that you were able to wake up this morning, God allowed for you to have breath this morning. So don't you ever think that you're an afterthought. No, if God allowed you to wake up this morning, there's a lot of people who went to bed last night and weren't able to wake up. I have a extended family member who almost 3 weeks ago went to bed. Went to bed. Absolutely nothing wrong with the individual. No medical, nothing. And what happened? The next day, they didn't wake up. Just came back from the funeral. So if you could wake up and you have breath in your lungs, you best believe that God is still writing your story. God is still allowing you to tell your story, to have that testimony. So never feel that you are less than and that you are forgotten. Heck no. Heck no, you are never forgotten. Your faith will be tested and it would be tried. But that's what God wants to see. He wants to see you work at the thing that you're praying for. He wants to see you work at the thing that you're manifesting for. He wants to make sure that you can handle it. It's just like, you have this great job and, um, you know, you have this great salary and you want to buy a house that costs 500,000. Before you can get your deposit, or before you can purchase the house, what do you have to do? You have to work, number one, to make the money. Secondly, you have to save. And then the creditors, the people who are going to give you the loan, want to make sure that you're going to be able to handle the mortgage payment every month. They want to make sure that with your bills and the loan that they're going to give you to pay this mortgage every month, that you can handle it. You're going to have to prove it, right? So it's the same thing for God. And he's not saying that I'm not going to bless you with it. And it's not that he's going to deny it to you, but he wants to make sure that when he gives it to you, that you're not going to fumble it. Oftentimes we are out here asking for things and praying for things, and the moment we get it, we fumble it. It's just like relationships. If you don't nurture your relationships, whether they are friendships, whether they are, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, if you don't nurture them, if you don't pour into them, and you just think that, oh, you know what, that's my girl or that's my guy, and you don't pour into it, it's not going to last. The foundation is going to crumble. Like it just, the two go hand in hand. The same effort that you did to chase that guy or to chase that girl, is the same effort that you need to continually put in the relationship for it to last. Same thing with the house. You purchase the house, but if you don't upkeep it, things are going to crumble. I don't own a home, so I wouldn't know, but I'm just suggesting that, like, I don't know, let's just say your furnace lasts 20 years and you're in your 30th year, and your furnace is acting up, but you're playing cheap even though you could afford it. Replace the furnace so your house can continue to have value. Let's just say you want to sell your house. If you want to get more money for your house, then you're going to have to spruce up the things in your house. There are things that need repairing. Maybe you're going to have to redo your fence. Maybe you're going to have to repave your driveway or redo the lawn, things like that. Thank you very much to those who have joined, and thank you very much for giving this live a thumbs up. I personally remember lately, I cannot say that I remember a time where I had given up, but I remember a time where I had applied for a job. I posted a video on it. Applied for a job. I had all the qualifications, everything for the job. And before I could even get to the interview, the manager who was acting as my team leader canceled the interview. Not because I wasn't qualified, but you have some people who just don't want to see you grow, don't want to see you elevate because of jealousy or because of other things. And I didn't allow that to block me. I said, you know what? I serve a God who is faithful. I serve a God who knows that this is for me. But God said to me in that season, and I only know this now, that you didn't get the interview or you didn't get promoted to that position right there and then, because I needed to make sure that when you step into that new department, that you're going to be able to handle it. Things in my life, it was a position where I wouldn't be home. So maybe he wanted to make sure that, my children would be okay, my household would be okay, my finances would be okay. I did end up getting the position, but after God, he made sure that I was able to handle it. So I'm just here to tell you and to encourage you, don't give up, don't quit, even when it gets tough. Don't give up. Don't quit. If you strongly believe that it's for you and that it was written in your story and whatever God said is for you, nobody can take it away, don't give up. You can take a break. It's in the shift that people often quit. Don't quit. What's for you will always be yours, and nobody can take that from you. Continue to persevere, continue to put in the same hard work that you did day one. It might take 60 days for you to reap that fruit, but best believe that on that 60th day you will reap that fruit, and don't forget to give God thanks when you reap the benefit. No need to say thank you. I don't even remember. Um, Probably because I said thank you for liking. I appreciate that. I don't know. I'm just one of those people who I asked you to like and you did, or I asked you to hit subscribe and you did. So why not, tell you that I am gratefully appreciative for the ask, right? Um, don't beat yourself up. We get weak sometimes, and that's totally normal. But yeah, don't beat yourself up. The same thing I said to the follower. You're not an afterthought. God is still rocking for you. It's just that He wants to do something in you before He does something for you. So, Madij, if I'm saying your name correctly, let me know if I'm pronouncing it properly. Do you have a YouTube page? Could we follow you? Do you have a channel? Where are you from? Where is it? Sorry, what time is it in your city? It is currently 2:30 in the afternoon for me. Where are you located? You're in No, I'm just random from Finland. So tell me about Finland. You're not just random. You're here, and thank you. Okay, so I'm supposing that why you answered that way is because you don't have a page. That's fine. What interests do you have? And am I saying your name right? Is it Madish? What you want to know? I don't know. Just tell me what. So if I were to come to Finland, if I were to visit Finland, what is one thing that you would want me to know, or what is one thing that you would want me to see? And before I end, while I wait for the response, I just want you to know that if God is not done with me, He's definitely not done with you. And to continue pressing on and to push on. While I wait for the response, let me do some research myself because I always tell people do your research before you ask. So Finland. Finland is a northern European nation bordering Sweden, Norway, and Russia. I have a cousin actually who I'm of African descent, so I have a cousin actually that lives in Norway. I have never been myself. Yeah, name is about right. One thing in Finland, I would say Lapland and nature here. All right, so Lapland. Let's Google Lapland nature. So what is the climate like, or how many seasons do you have? Like here in Canada, we have 4 seasons. Do you guys like have winter, or does it get cool and then it's spring and summer? Lapland, Finland. Oh, looks like you guys do get winter. I should know better. I probably didn't pay attention in geography in school. You have all four too, and wow, you know what? I just seen a picture of the Lapland. I think I would enjoy visiting Finland. Just from what I'm seeing here on Google, wow, you have 4 seasons as well. So is it spring for you right now as well? I wish on YouTube when I say did I pronounce your name right or things like that that like you can press a button and so you could say your name so I can pronounce it properly, because I'm one of those people who in school when everybody would get my name wrong, it was like, after a while it annoys you, and so you like change your name or you cut it in half so people could pronounce your name properly. And that's why I shortened my name to Faye, because a lot of people can't pronounce the TH. Yeah, nature is waking up now. It must be, just from what I've seen on Google, it must be so beautiful. What time is it for you? It must be evening. Wow, this is absolutely beautiful. Well, it's almost midnight. So if it's almost midnight and it's 2:30 for me, so we're about 10 hours apart. Wow, okay. Wow. So what do you do? What do you like watching on YouTube, or what do you do? What are your hobbies? Are you a believer? Do you believe in God? What do you do for fun? I have this affirmation that I specifically wrote for this live, so I'm going to read it out while I wait for your response. Say it with me. God is not done with me yet. I don't feel perfect, but I'm still here, and I trust that this middle is not the end. Let me say that again, just in case the ones who are going to watch us on the replay didn't quite get that. God is not done with me yet. I don't feel perfect, but I'm still here. And I trust that this middle is not the end. You're in the middle and you're stuck. Your story is still continuing. Don't allow doubt, fear, and any negativity from anybody around you to stop you from what you're doing, or to try and stop the blessing that God is going to give you. Remember, I said that what was written, nobody can take away from you. And I will always reference one of my favorite scriptures, Jeremiah 29:11. God is not here to harm you. He's here to prosper you. So not because that it's a delay means that it's a denial or a rejection. Sometimes he needs to slow you down because you're moving too fast and you're not mastering what he needs for you to master for when you get it. It's just like wanting to drive, let's just say, a Ferrari, right? You're 14 and that is your dream car, and nobody's saying don't have dreams and aspirations. And you reach to 20, you have this great job, you have a great salary, you could afford the Ferrari, you haven't forgotten about your dream, but you didn't go get your driver's license. You know what I mean? God wants to bless you with it, but you forgot that you had the dream, you partially planted it, you got the job, you're educated and everything, but you never went for your driver's license. You know what I mean? So the middle is not the end, and you may be stuck, you may feel exhausted. Those are just things that naturally happen, but your story still continues. And don't let fear and negativity change the trajectory that God has for you. What did um, Yusuf Extreme said? Hi, I'm not sure if you're still here, but Madij, no, I don't believe in God that much. Not saying he does not exist either. I love my family and my dogs, work and stuff. I'm just a regular 37-year-old. Stop by because you were passionate about your talks. Oh, thank you very much, Madij. And you know what? I could appreciate what you said. And the fact that you care about your dogs, the fact that you care about your family, I equally could feel that you are passionate about life and passionate about things like that. So honestly, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Hopefully, whenever I go live again, you'll stop by and we could have a chit chat. Or if I post a video and you like it, don't be shy to hit the like button or comment. We can continue the chat there. Oh, I love that. And thank you for telling me, that you're from Finland. At least now I can go and do a little bit of research on Finland and educate myself as well. I really do appreciate you for stopping by. Could you, so you said I got your name a little bit right. Can you maybe, like when you're reading something and they tell you how it's pronounced, could you maybe write in the comments for me how it's pronounced? Madge. No, I'm saying Madige. And in Finland, is it only English? No, you guys must have like a language. Let me Google it. Language in Finland. Swedish. The two main official language in Finland are Finnish and Swedish. There are also several minority language. Okay. It's more like mad and eat, like Iggy Pop, you know? Oh my God. Okay, let me see. It's more like mad each. Mad each. Am I saying it properly now? Mad each. Mad each. Mad each. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Oh, I love this. Mad each. Awesome. You see? I love it. Because it's oh perfect. Yes, thank you. I just hate when people pronounce your name wrong. So I strive on, if I'm not saying it right or not doing something right, that, we could learn and ask people. Mad each. I won't forget you. I definitely won't forget you. It's almost midnight. So you work tomorrow morning? Or do you have work tomorrow? And what type you have? You said dogs. So what type of dogs do you have and how many? You work tomorrow? Me too. I'm currently on break at work and I figured let me go live because that's one of my goals is to go live and to just get comfortable in front of the camera. And this is, I think, live number 3 for me. So far, not bad. So what type of dogs and how many? I would love a dog. I grew up, I didn't really grow up with dogs. So I have a fear of dogs, but I would like to conquer that fear. I would like to get a dog. I don't really like big dogs, and I think that's where the fear comes from. So if I were to get a dog, my dog would have to be like this size, and couldn't grow, and it would have to be a dog that doesn't shed for allergy reasons. We have mixed brood dogs. We got them from Ukraine a year ago. Oh, rescue dogs, mom and son, small ones like 20 kg. Okay. Oh, wow. I like the fact that you said to yourself, you know what? Why go? Maybe I don't know what your thought process was behind it, but I just love the fact that you mentioned that they were rescue dogs. That, tells me that you're loving and you're kind hearted and you figure, you know what, let me give them a second chance at a home. Let me give them a second chance at love. Okay, 20 kg, that's not bad. And they're awesome. Mom and son. Look at that. You made sure to keep a family together. You love your family, like you said. And I love that. That's wonderful. I work in customer service. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work? I'm just going to text my daughter. Okay, since I still have you here, I'm gonna talk about why I never went live before. I've never gone live before because it's different than recording a video. When you're recording a video, you know that, like if you stumble on your words or you don't say the proper word, that you're going to hit pause and you're going to re-record and say what you wanted to say. So I think I never really went live because I hate having to like stumble or like when I was trying to read before and I felt like I couldn't read. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't go live before. But I'm somebody who's always also saying that don't allow fear to control you. You know, if you're passionate about something or there's something that you want to do in life, not because you don't know how to do it or you don't know how you're going to attain that goal, that doesn't mean that you can't ask questions or you can't practice or you can't try or that you still cannot get there. I don't believe in allowing fear to control you. So I was like, here I am telling people certain things and I still have this little tiny fear. So I figured, you know what? No, I don't care if I mess up. I don't care if I stumble on my words. And it's also, I'm just like, oh, what happens if nobody comes on? But even if nobody comes on, I still get to practice and I still get to deliver my message. And somebody may watch the afterplay. And look, this is only the third time, I think, this week alone. And I don't even drop videos that often. I drop videos twice a week. So the fact that this is my third live for the week, you know, I'm pleased with myself. Yeah, and we just fall in love with them. I saw them on Facebook searching for a home, so we just went there and took them home. You're a plumber. Wow, you know what? You know, it's funny. It's like you were aligned to join this live today. So, I had an issue where the water in the bathtub, even though you shut it off, it was still leaking. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. So I went and I checked my water meter in my basement. And I noticed that even though the water in the bathtub is shut, the water meter is still slowly spinning. So that means there's a water leak somewhere. And for us here, you probably have water meters as well. If the water meter is still twirling, that means I'm being billed for water that I'm not using. And so I noticed that my water bill was growing and growing, even though the water wasn't running. So I called the plumber and he came just last week and he changed it. And it was a cartridge, you know, the part where like you turn to hot or cold for your shower. He had to change the cartridge and he explained to me that was the reason. And he also asked me before he was done, he said, how hot do you like your water? There's something, I don't know the proper terms, but I hope you know what I'm referring to. There's something in the cartridge that could, you're doing live good. Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate you, Mad Eat. Thank you. There's something that can control how hot you want the water to be. And I also didn't know that. So I'm glad that I was educated on that. And a lot of people think that working in trades such as being an electrician, a plumber, or a pipe fitter or a welder, I believe that you guys have the most difficult jobs more than the people who work in corporate. I'm not saying that their jobs are not hard, but I believe you guys have it harder. You have to troubleshoot, you have to crawl into tight spaces. But if you love what you do, then that's what I like. It for me, it's not about your title, but if you go to work and you're happy every day that you were able to solve a problem and you don't give up. And you know, people might say, "Oh, you're a plumber, it's a disgusting job or whatever." Being a plumber or electrician or any other job in the trade is just as gratifying as those who work in corporate. And what people don't know is, especially if you work for yourself, if you work for yourself or even if you work for a company, you probably make more money than those in corporate. Oh, that's wonderful that, yeah, like I said, that you were searching on Facebook and they needed a home. That's amazing. So, do you work for yourself or do you work for a company? And thank you once again for telling me that I'm doing a good job. The fact that it's 30 minutes and I'm still here, I love it. I see that there's somebody else who joined, and just to do a little recap, or they came off, but that's fine. So, yeah, do you work for yourself or do you work for a company? For you work for a company, easier that way, more money left. You're smart. You know what? It's true. It's so true because yeah, not everybody's cut out to yeah, because I guess if you have your own company, then you would have to manage your staff and paperwork and taxes and things like that. So yeah, I hear you, but your job is still as gratifying whether you work for yourself or you work for a company. How long have you been a plumber? I 20 years now. You're old. You're not old. You said you were 37. We're in the same age bracket. Wow, that means that right out of school, you probably knew what you wanted to do. Or are there plumbers in your family? Is that where the interest came from? You're not old. 37 is young. You have your whole life ahead of you. And you must really love what you do to still be doing it 20 years later. I've I've been in various customer service jobs for about yeah, about 20 years as well. But by trade, I am an RN, a registered nurse. I don't practice right now, but that's what I went to school for. And I decided to chase other dreams in the meantime, knowing that I could always fall back on that degree. Nope, first one. Yeah, it's a nice job and you can learn something new every day. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I totally agree with you. And that's why when I hear people say, like, oh, I would never be a plumber or I would never go into trades, I do right now I do customer service. So my job is repetitive, to a certain extent, versus for an electrician, a plumber, or a welder, every day you go to work, it's a new challenge. And I could understand why, you all love your jobs because it's never the same thing. Or you may have one problem, a plumbing problem, that maybe you fixed it this way the last time, but now that you have that problem right now, you have to attack it a different way, which is nice. So, do you work on like new builds where exactly? Do you work in new builds where, like, let's just say a construction company is building houses or condominiums where like you start from scratch? Or are you the type of plumber where you work for a company and whenever there's a problem, then you're dispatched out to go and take care of the problem? And you said you don't have a YouTube channel. I'm going to encourage you. You know what? People like me love to learn new techniques for, like, maybe I would have a problem at home the next time and instead of calling the plumber, you post a video and you teach us, then we could learn. So think about it. Never know in your spare time. I still have the picture of what was it called? The picture that I googled in Finland. Leap, what is it called? Let me see. Lapland. Yeah. I still have that picture that I'm seeing here and it looks so beautiful. You know what? I have to make it to Finland. I'm going to put it on my bucket list. I have to make it to Finland and I think I would probably enjoy. I'm used to winter. And from the pictures that I'm seeing, winter looks so beautiful, like the snow and everything. I would probably enjoy coming that time as well. Somebody else joined. Thank you for joining. Everything fake. Go ahead and hit that like button so YouTube knows that, your girl is trying her thing and doing her thing and you guys like what we're talking about today. I do everything. We build new and make better all houses also. My English is not perfect. But Matt, you know what? Hold on. I have to go back to, you said Matt Each. Okay, Matt Each. Your English is perfect because I'm understanding you perfectly. So if anybody has ever told you that your English is poor, your English is perfect. I could understand you. We're not even beside one another. I'm reading you and you're listening to me and I understand you perfectly. You know what? I'm going to let me see. I'm so new to this live thing. Let me go on my tablet and see if I could reply to you. Your English is perfect. And to those who have just joined, I am talking about feeling stuck. You know that you have faith, but sometimes your faith is weak. And I'm just here to encourage you and let you know that not because you're not seeing the fruit of your labor right now doesn't mean that you still won't be blessed with it. You're exhausted tired, you're working hard at it, you're praying for it, you're fasting for it, and you're not seeing it, God will still be able to bless you, but He has to do the work in you before He does it for you. He wants to make sure that when I give you that Ferrari, when I bless you with that house, when I bless you with that job, that when you get the job, you're not going to feel like, oh, God bless me with the job and I can't handle it now. It's too much. No, God is going to put you through a lot of tests to make sure that you know what, you prayed for this, you asked for this, but when I give it to you, will you be able to handle it? Let's go to my page. I don't, I could see myself on live. Let me mute. Let me mute. Could I go to the comments section? Could I like what you said? Could I? I can't like it. I'll figure out later on. But yeah, you do everything and you make old houses new. That's wonderful. So yeah, if feel encouraged. I would definitely support you if you decide to create a YouTube channel in regards to your plumbing career and to teach us the general public what it's like to put together something from new, or even to just talk about your daily experiences at work, and what the struggles and how gratifying your career is and things like that. So know that if you popped up with a channel, I would probably be your first subscriber. Thank you. I see I have 2 viewers. Thank you for joining. Before you leave, if you pop out, we're talking about faith and being weak and the struggle. Go ahead and give your girl a like. Hope you stay around and watch the replay. If you don't want to watch the replay and you want to know what this live is about to make you stick around, I just want to encourage you that God is not done writing your story yet. Don't give up. Even though you feel exhausted and you feel tired, those things are perfectly normal. It is totally natural. Sometimes you need to take a break, come back new, come back strategize. Sometimes you're tired and you're exhausted because you're doing it the wrong way. Maybe you keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. Maybe God whispered the lesson to you. He told you what to do. He told you what to change. But sometimes we're stubborn and we think that we know it all and we want to do it our way. Sometimes, even if maybe you don't believe in God, or maybe you have a colleague who's trying to teach you something, you can get the job done for one thing different ways. So not because you're used to doing it your way and I come along and I want to be stubborn, and you're seeing that I'm struggling and I can't fix it. I should be able to within myself see that, you know what, I've been doing it like this for years. You've been doing it this way and you get it like this. Let me not be stubborn and let me learn from you. So maybe it's that too. And maybe when you decide to shift and change your mindset, because we're so stubborn that we're stuck in our old ways, change your mindset. Do it somebody else's way. You can probably still yield the same results and more. So if you feel that you're stuck and that, God is not listening to you and everybody else is reaping the benefits of their silent prayers or their bold prayers, it could still happen for you. You just have to maybe change the way you're doing it. It's the same way that when you drive home, and you're used to driving home every day the same way, and the governments decide that, you know what, the road that you take on a daily basis, they have to change the water pipes. They have to change the water pipes in the ground and they have to dig it up. What is the city going to do? They're going to put a detour. The detour may take you longer or it may take you faster, but you would have never known that that detour would be possible if they didn't decide that there was a leak and they needed to change the pipes. You still got home. Maybe you got home 5 minutes later. Maybe you got home 5 minutes earlier. So there's always multiple ways to get to one destination. And so just be encouraged no matter what you're doing. Know that you will get there and to not give up. And I'm going to repeat the affirmation that I have for those who have just joined. The affirmation that I wrote says, God is not done with me yet. I don't feel perfect and I'm not perfect. We are not striving for perfection. We are striving for progression. But that I'm still here. God was able to wake me up this morning and give me breath. So the fact that God woke me up today and gave me another chance at life means that I have another chance to reach the destination that I want to, so that I shouldn't give up. If God allowed me to wake up today, that means that He said, you know what? I'm not done writing your story. You could still get there. And like I referenced, I have a family member that we just laid to rest. Nothing was wrong. But God decided that, you know what? It's time for me to call you home. It's time for me to bless you with your wings. I can't sit here and question God. Yes, it hurts. We're going to mourn. We're going to cry. Not too long ago, I also lost my sister out of the blue, just like that. God decided that, you know what? It's time for me to call you home. I can't question what God wanted for her. Her life here on earth is done, but her life up there still remains. You know what I mean? And while we're going to be sad for the person that we are mourning, we still have the opportunity right now because God has given us another chance. So I want you to trust that in the middle of where you are right now, it is not the end for you. You can still pursue what you want to pursue. I'm going to say it again. He wants to do something in you before he does something for you. For that third person, or for those three people that are still here, and if you haven't hit that like button, your girl is getting used to going live. Welcome to Everything Faye. I can't believe I'm surprising myself. It was just me and Madij here having a conversation, and it's like, what, 46 minutes. So go ahead, don't be shy, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Believe you me, you will not regret it. We have a lots of fun over here. I talk about real talk, real life conversations. I also talk about God. I'm a believer, and it doesn't matter to me that you don't believe in God. Doesn't mean that we still can't get to know one another and have real talk conversations. You know what, Madij? Thank you very much for staying on the live with me, because it was just me and you having a conversation. Thank you for some talk, and keep doing those live videos. You're good at this, and I hope that God leads you to Lapland and something. You know what? Thank you very much. I really do appreciate you more than you would probably even know. Thank you for encouraging me and letting me know that, I just started these lives, and the fact that we could sit down here and hold a conversation, I appreciate that. Hopefully I will see you in another one. And like I said, if you decide to create your channel, I will be your first subscriber. Have a great night and hope to see you again. All right, who's here? Who's still here on the live? Chime in before I sign out. Chime in before I sign out. Let's have some conversation. Say hi, don't be shy. Say hi in the comments. Let me introduce myself. Welcome to a Real Talk with Everything Faye. I am Faye. Why Everything Faye? Because it's everything about what's going on in and around me. I love real deep conversations. I am a believer. I am God-fearing. So you will hear God being spoken about on this channel. That is for sure. And like I said, not because you don't follow the same God that I do means that we can't have real talk conversations. All right. Oh, hey, Zanaria. What's up? Hey, girl. Ooh, Zanaria's giving us those hearts. Okay, somebody else join. Dime, Draw. Oh, my God, these names. Dime or Dim, Draw Ivy. Are you familiar with the Reverend? No, I'm not familiar with that Reverend, but if you would like to talk to me about that Reverend, go ahead and let me know. I'm from Canada, so if that is an American Reverend, I'm not too familiar. There's only one reverend who I'm familiar with, and his name is David Burton from the Resurrection Center in Montreal. That is the only reverend for me. Not to say that there's not other reverends out there who preach the word of God and talk truth and are honorable, but for right now, after God, David Burton. David Bishop Burton. I am going to encourage everybody on this live who is still here, theresurrectioncenter.com on a Sunday. If you can't make it to church and you're looking for a church, that's the church to join. If you're in Montreal for a visit and you're looking for a church to attend, that's the church to be. 1850 Rue Saint Antoine in Montreal, Lachine. You see, I'm not even living in Montreal and I still know the address. All right, so if you're still here, Dime, talk to me about the Reverend. Or let's talk God. Let's do some Jesus talk. Who's still here? All right, I need to sign out from work because work is technically done. Give me a minute. All right, I am signed out of work. Who's still here? Oh my God, almost an hour strong. I am so proud of myself. You know what? I'm gonna clap for myself. All right, Z, if you're still on and you missed the affirmation that was given for the specific live, I'm going to repeat it just for you. I'm expecting, Z, that you go out there and you preach the same affirmation to your work colleagues because I know you personally. All right, Z, this one's for you. And for anybody who is just joining, because I'm going to come off soon, but I will leave you with the affirmation. Say it with me. God is not done with me yet. I don't feel perfect, but I'm still here. And I trust that this middle is not the end of my story. Did you hear that? Let me put the iPad down and tell you what that affirmation means. I created that affirmation specifically for this live. And that affirmation is basically saying that though you are in this middle section, though you are feeling stuck, you're feeling tired, you're feeling exhausted, and you feel like giving up, God is not done writing your story. You still have the opportunity to write your story hand in hand with God. All that you have to do is give Him the chance. All that you have to do is believe. Don't give up. Feeling tired and feeling exhausted is natural. It's a part of who we are. But if you have a dream that was laid on your heart and it was already written for you because God wants to prosper you, don't give up. You can take a break, but don't give up. And maybe re-examine your mindset. Sometimes we are stuck in these mindsets. We're stuck in doing things the old way. I'm sitting here in front of a live. I never wanted to do lives, but I was that person who people have their Facebook pages or they're now getting into social media or content creation and I'm pushing them to do live and here I am and I had never done a live. Why? But no more with that. So stuck in your mindset, right? I had this little thing where, oh, I don't need to go live. Who's going to watch me anyways? Sometimes it's not about who's going to watch you. It's about who's going to watch the replay and take away from the replay. So I need not to worry about how many viewers I have or who's watching. For me, I'm not here to become famous. I'm just here to spread the word, spread the truth, real conversations, learn from you guys. You learn from me. I am no therapist. I am no this. I am no that. I am just a young lady who is still on this planet, living out her story and learning every day. And we are never too old or too young to learn from anybody else. Take whatever you wish with a grain of salt, just like how everybody else is putting information out there on Google and things like that. It's just like when you search, sometimes you have to be mindful of the information that you are collecting. You can do the same here. For me, this is just my personal testimony and my personal journey. I so wish that when somebody was pressing the hearts or the likes that you could see who it is. Y'all see that I have so much more homework to do with going live and things like that. But in all honesty, I am proud of myself, number one, for holding almost an hour live, an hour. Just last week, I had never thought that this week I would go live. So you see, my story is not done. I was in the middle where I wasn't feeling stuck. I wasn't feeling overwhelmed. I wasn't feeling exhausted. I just allowed that tiny bit of fear to continue to creep. And I was like, you know what? If other people who are in my circle or people who I could say I've mentored don't even like to communicate, and I'm so big on communication and Faye, everything Faye can't go live. What? No, we need to conquer this fear. And so if you have something that you are afraid of doing, or there's this dream that you have that God laid on your heart, don't be afraid to chase it because it is in that um, failure that you will learn. Sometimes we need to fail at something to pull the lesson from it to come back and do it better. Shift your mindset. We're, like I was saying, we're stuck in doing things the old way. You know, we were taught something the old way. Doesn't mean that you still can't get to your destination if you just decide to shift and change your mindset and learn something new. On that note, y'all, I have 6 likes and I still have one person on here, but I need to prepare because I have somewhere to go. But for those who stuck around, for those who chimed in the conversation, for those who hit the like button, for those who spread up the hearts and who double tap, because that's what I hear everybody else saying while they be on live. Don't forget, double tap the screen. I really want to appreciate you for jamming with me on this live. I look forward to many more lives. Who knows? I may just go live later on at work, or I may just go live again tomorrow. But I really want to appreciate those who stuck around. Those who are equally going to watch the replay, know that you are gratefully appreciated. Why? Because you sat down and you watched. Doesn't matter how long you watch for. To the new subscribers, oh, this is what I wanted to do. To the new subscribers, thank you very much for joining the family. I have a new subscriber and I want to shout her out. To the new subscriber who joined, I posted a video, and right now I don't want to struggle and look for the video, but I want to shout her out. I'm one of those people who show appreciation where it is warranted anytime that I can. And her name is Doreen Kavetsa here on YouTube. Doreen Kavetsa, thank you. Thank you, thank you for hitting that subscribe button. You came across a short, you came across a video, and something led you to hit subscribe. Know that I will not disappoint. And I look forward to seeing you in the comments on a live. And if you have a YouTube channel, Doreen Kavetsa, go ahead and put it down here if you happen to rewatch this live so that I could support you, because I strongly believe in supporting. If you are out there and you have a YouTube channel and you watch this on the replay and you want me to support you, put your YouTube channel down in the comments and I will support you. It doesn't matter what your YouTube channel is about, so long as you are out there spreading whatever it is that God laid on your heart to share. I, Faye, everything Faye, will support you. On that note, look at this. Almost 1 hour. I can't stop saying it. That's for those who know me, know that live is not my thing. So 1 hour on a live, I have to clap myself again. I didn't even stop to hydrate myself. Can y'all imagine all this talking? I stumbled on my words. I read from my notes. Did I care? No. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's the message that I'm delivering. Let me take a sip, y'all. I need to figure out how we can do a live where like I can interact with the people, and I don't care how many subscribers are on this page. It's the interaction that I care about. So long as you're genuine and you're honest, that's all that matters to me. I really have to sign out because I really have somewhere to go. If I didn't have somewhere to go, the person who is still throwing up the hearts, we could probably have a conversation, or we'll probably have a conversation later. But on that note, y'all, thank you very much for joining Real Talk with Everything Faye. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, and don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, because everything that we do here on Real Talk with Everything Faye never disappoints. Until the next live, I felt like, you know what? It's so funny. I have a script for when I'm recording my videos, right? So in right now in my head, that's what I thought I was doing. But anyways, until the next live, don't forget to stay blessed, keep safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.